on the jig, baby, through the top. Yes, he was not coming off. Look at that hook set.
Look at the size of that one.
That's almost 2 pounds probably. About 2 pounds. Solid fat one. See how big that belly is?
Yeah.
There he goes.
The fish always do that.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Welcome back to the channel. .the back at you. So today I'm going to talk about my favorite jig that I've ever used out of all the jigs, and I have a whole bag full of them all over the place. Just my favorite jig that I ever used, and now that I'm getting back into in 2023, I'm trying to find more of them, and you can't find them at all. Out of all the jigs I've used, it's the best one. I'm going to show you right now. Right through the top of the jig, baby.
Is that like 5, 6?
Yeah! Now this is without the skirt. This is what it is. That is the New Tech jig. Now I checked their Facebook, their website's gone, everything is gone. And I have a small handful of them, not too many, but hopefully if they don't rush me out, I'm gonna hold on to them for years to come, so we'll see. But this jig, in my opinion, is the best jig that was ever made. I mean, the hooks on them were decent. I'll show you another one. Okay, so the hooks on them were decent. They had a couple different ones. I had no problem with them. I use a 7'7" rod, heavy action with braid. Never bent one of these out. Pretty good hooks. I was starting to just buy them like this, and then I would hand tie my own skirt on there, because with those rubber ones, they tend to kind of fall off over time. With a hand tie, it's not going to pull around. Now, obviously, you're going to lose parts of the skirt as you fish it, because fish are going to bite it off and whatnot. But this is one I use a lot, and you can see how much paint is off the head there and whatnot. It's a lot of use, and I've caught a lot of fish on this thing. And what's great about this jig is I pretty much fish it anywhere, any type of wood, soft cover like vegetation. It does get hung up from here to there in the cover, but it comes out. Like, it doesn't get hung up in the wood as much as other jigs do, and that's mainly because when you put this jig down, it always stays straight. It always stays upright, just like that. It doesn't want to roll to the side because of how the head design is there. If you could see that. Really good head design there. And then you got the double weed guard, and I don't do any modifications. It's great out of the box. I don't cut these, trim them, bend them out, nothing. They're good. So double weed guard there, and again, I'll throw this in the thickest of wood and come right through without a problem. It doesn't really get hung up. And what's really great about it too is, like, guys have all these different type of jigs. I have a bunch of swim jigs, 30 jigs, probably about 10 of them that I really use ever since I started using these years ago. This is probably back in 2015, 2014, around there. I started using these, and I'll fish them anywhere that you fish all types of jig. Now, I don't fish much rock around where I'm at. There is some lakes in Jersey, but I just haven't fished them much. So as far as fishing this in the rock, can't tell you how great it's going to work over football head, but should work pretty good. Otherwise, it doesn't get hung up again in wood much at all, or vegetation. And what I really like about it as well is that I'll just swim it. Like I was saying, I have a bunch of swim jigs I've had for years, and I don't even use them. I just use this. I swim this sucker in, it stays straight up. It doesn't roll to this side or that side or all the way over. It stays upright just like that. My buddies Alan and Joe, I was telling them, hey, you know what happened to New Tech jigs? They say, yeah, they're happy they're out of business. I said, come on, the best jig ever made. Now, why they're out of business? Obviously, they have enough customers or something happened. I don't know their situation, but maybe their marketing wasn't there to market this jig. But there's so many other ones on the market. They probably just had a small amount of people buying it over the years, and they couldn't just sustain it and stay in business. But this jig, with this jig head, I wish someone will make it these days. And if you guys watch this, know someone who makes this style head jig or this New Tech jig itself or has them, please let me know, because I want them. And if you ever fish one of these, you'll want the same, because this thing is just a killer jig. That's really it. And as far as how I fish the jig, I don't go too crazy, but Alan turned me on to the Strike King Rage Cross. I don't really use much of the full version. I usually use the chunks here, and I'll just basically feed it onto there until it looks like that. The arms hanging out, and these things have really good action. And that's the jig. I mean, it's pretty compact. I trim the skirt just like it is. I don't fish really big, jigs with the trail all the way down to here. I just don't like it. I like it more compact. And that's really it. Strike King Rage Craw, black and blue. I like fishing the blue colors because they stand out well in the water. You got your pocket craws, this pocket craw trunk. I like using these trunks like that. for the jigs. And you get your full size rage crawl and you put that on there. Look how low it's gonna be. It's gonna be all the way down there. I mean, I don't like it like that. So you fish it the way you want, but this is how I prefer. Black and blue. I fished a black and blue jig. Where I fish is stained in muddy water. Then there is a big reservoir here in New Jersey named Madisquan Reservoir that Alan fishes a lot, and that's clear water. So let's say that I fished over there, I probably used this still or green pumpkin trail, and that's really the only colors I use for jigs. You can go crazy with different colors and different that, but you guys gotta understand that, you know, all these companies that make all these products are in there to make money, and as simple as that. So they're gonna try to sell the, you know, the customer. You know, my opinion, Bass are reacting to this thing most of the time, and they're just gonna eat it. They're not sitting there examining the exact color and this and that, because let's be realistic here. This does not look like anything in the water for the most part. It resembles it, but it's not the same. So it's, you know, in my opinion, again, it's all about how you present the bait, not exactly how it looks. The looks don't hurt to have it look more realistic, but why do people throw all these type of baits that are just out in the water and get bit? Because bass are curious and they don't have any hands, so they want to grab it. So that's my opinion of that. But this is the new tech jig. Again, my favorite kind of jig ever made that I've used, and I've been fishing since I was a little kid and got into hardcore bass fishing back in 2010. So been doing it for a little while. Jig fishing is definitely one of my favorite techniques. You know, I go anywhere, I'm always gonna have a jig tied on. I love to swim a jig, drag jigs around. So really great, versatile kind of bait. That's that. Again, if you know someone who has these, or if New Tech is still selling them, please let me know, and I want to get my hands on some more. But there you go, New Tech jig, best jig for bass or any fish that wants a bite ever made, in my opinion. That's that. Oh, by the way, I always fish my jigs on braid. This is 50-pound braid here. If I'm flipping heavy cover, I'll do like 65, and most of the time I'm doing 50. That works in most scenarios. Straight, regular power pole braid. I don't go crazy with line. Guys like mono or fluorocarbon, I don't believe any of it. Straight braid works well, great sensitivity, and the line lasts me on the reel for a long time. So there you go. But anyway, thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate it, guys, and we'll see you on the next video. Donnie D signing off. Thank you, sir.
Another one. Giant, dude. Oh. Bring on, baby. Get in there for this one. Holy cannoli, that's on camera, baby. Holy cannoli. Right through the top of the jig, baby. Through the top. Smoked it.
Is that like 5, 6?
Yay!